I'm here today to honor all our missing and murdered women across Canada. As you know, we did a walk for justice.
We always believe that somebody knows something. We've always said that women, girls, they don't just go missing. Somebody stole them from us.
In the past decade, thousands of Indigenous women have been murdered or gone missing.
And good day, everybody. It's Brother Chris here from Divine Oracle Podcast. Gypsy Lady Eva will be singing in this podcast. Now, just to let you know, some of the views though from Gypsy Lady Eva are from the American view, not the national Canadian and the Indigenous views. So again, those, please stay tuned to this episode and listen to this news clip right now for 2025.
Together in strength and courage to be the voices of those who didn't make it home. Dozens gathered today for the annual Missing and Murdered People's Walk on this Red Dress Day. CTV's Ashley Bacon reports.
Red paint and dresses, a symbol of the bloodshed and losses over the generations.
It's a hand that's putting over our mouth and it's trying to silence us.
Serena's story is one shared by many other Indigenous people in Canada. Her mother was murdered when she was 9 years old.
You know, I talk about the story every year, but if you were to look up her story online, you would not find anything about her.
To help keep her memory alive, Wesley marches alongside her two young nieces.
Even for them being Indigenous, there are a higher percentage of them going missing themselves or something happening to them just being Indigenous.
Marching as a reminder that the issues of missing and murdered Indigenous people is not just of the past, but is of the current and of the future if things don't change.
We actually have to be more noticeable. We have to start banging our drums.
Lining the front lawn are a few faces of the thousands of people who haven't made it home. A reminder of the people behind the statistics.
I know a lot of our Indigenous brothers and sisters are still missing, and we need to bring them home.
We try to bring this awareness to make sure that, you know, our voices are heard and the people that are still missing and or unknown hopefully get a voice and that we can help find them.
Hey everyone, check out our merchandise that we have now listed underneath HauntedLivePodcast.com. We used to be on Etsy, but we found a little bit of troubles with that, so we are now on HauntedLivePodcast.com with our merch store. Check it out. We've got so much items all together with cleansing items and crystals and so much more. Check us out, HauntedLivePodcast.com.
Now, I sort of mentioned it to Eva, and Eva was again, so she was like, what is that again? Can you sort of explain to me? Now, you say, though, that you've learned quite a bit about MMIW.
Yes. Missing, murdered Indigenous women.
Yeah.
I found out that east of the Mississippi, it doesn't seem to have as much attention given to it as it does west of the Mississippi. But the more I thought about it, as we had talked earlier, the more I thought, well, that's where a lot of the Plains Indians, the Southwest Indians, Indigenous people, there was a lot more nations west of the Mississippi than there were east of the Mississippi. And that's where a lot of these missing, in particular, women would come up or happen. And I find it most fascinating because if they were murdered, quite often they would find that the murdered ones, usually they could find a body. They wouldn't necessarily find who did it or why they did it, but they did find a body. Now, the missing ones, they were gone. There was no evidence of anything. And if, like I said, if they were murdered, you would have found a body. But these women are gone. And the speculation is that they were quite possibly used as slaves of some sort. And they may have been shipped overseas. They may have been shipped to someplace that they didn't tell anybody about. It's sad, just very, very sad. And that these people were treated that way. And not that they would admit it, but these priests, these nuns would take these girls and just ship them off somewhere, who knows where. Yeah. And of course, there was never any kind of record of where they might have gone or how they might have gone or anything like that. And that's so very sad. Not that they.
It is sad though, because it's not only the women though; it's also the children and also two-spirit people though. It's actually happening to. And it is sad though. It's hitting like Turtle Island quite strong. It does also happen over in different countries, though, for people that are also Indigenous culture, and even with the Black community, it's also hitting the Black community also strong. Because like I've got a couple of reports here, right? And one of them though says the state still reports actually 5,712 cases actually in 2016, right? And then here in Canada, the numbers are higher. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. But there's only there's only 116 cases that are really active. Again, though, is if we look at the 5,712 in 2016, right? And again, there's only 116 cases that are active. What's going on with the rest of the cases? Like, that's the big thing, right? It seems like a lot of people do not care much, but still, that's a higher number. And they say that's a higher number than the non-Indigenous community. So
I think that's the one thing also that really upsets me is the fact that people don't seem to care.
Yeah.
How could you not care about these people? They're still people. Give me a break.
Yeah.
And, the more I had read about this, the more it's like, how can I say? The more it incensed me, because it's like, first of all, like I say, no one cared. And are they doing anything about it? No, they're not. No. They're not doing anything about it.
No.
Or very little.
Yeah.
And I want to know why.
Yeah. Like last year for myself, though, I did do my walk. And I was a drummer. I was up front. My face actually had the red handprint over top of it. And ever since then, I've been very active with this. Right, there has to be a lot more awareness going actually on. Just recently, here in Canada, Manitoba, there was one though that a lady went missing, and they're pretty sure actually since it's in Manitoba, they're pretty sure that the body is still actually in a landfill site. But they've actually found a couple other bodies actually on the landfill site. But they're also looking for this one lady's.
Yeah, right. Garbage sites, landfill sites. I'm trying to think of the other one. There were like 3 different ones, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, it makes sense, though. Where else would you do something like construction sites? That's what I was thinking of. Why not? I mean, you never think to look there, or if you did, it's already been covered up, and you're not going to uncover it without a lot of excavations.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that really upsets me, too, is the fact that they are thrown into these garbage heaps.
Yeah.
And garbage heaps can easily swallow up, for lack of a better term, these bodies with nothing left to show for it, even the bones, so to speak.
Yeah,
the bones
yeah.
are there,
And sometimes though the bones might even be more damaged than anything. You never really know. But again, though, this has been going actually on for a very, very long time.
According to the, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
According to the article that I read, it goes back into the 1850s.
Around that time period, yeah.
Around that time period. I don't know. Now, does that happen in Canada about that time?
It was around that time period, though. It's right when it actually started. But it wasn't as big as what it is now. Now, the thing though is, since it did start at that time, right, the population at that time was not as big.
That's true.
Compared to here on Ontario Island. But still, why? Again, the question though is, why would you go and kill somebody? All right. That's the big question is, why would you kill somebody? It doesn't matter if they're Indigenous or even if they're Blacks or even if they're Two-Spirit people. Still, all right, there's a lot of hate actually out there.
Oh,
all right. So Eva, we were just talking about people going back to the 1800 time period of how long the missing for MMIW has been going actually on.
Well, I don't think they called it that back then, but it was there, and it was nothing for the churchmen, and it wasn't just the Catholic Church. The Dutch Reformed Church was also notorious for doing this, and these girls were quite often shipped back to Europe. Not so much the women, but the girls.
Yes.
And raised there and raised as, depending on the country they were in, raised as the that particular nationality.
Yeah.
So if they went to Spain, they were raised Spanish. If they went to Italy, they were raised Italian, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's still sad though, because again, those like even to date. So the records I have, those from 1980 to 1912, there is approximately over 1,081 still cases actually in that time period, and that's actually to do with MMIWC2, like the letter 2. So not letter, but the number 2, and that's Two-Spirit people. Again, though, the cases are still going actually up. Even to date, and they say though that it's higher in number, so it's actually 5% higher than non-Indigenous people here in Canada. Plus, also within the states, though, it's approximately like that right now. A lot of people are not talking about it, but there's a lot of marches going actually on, and the date for this though is May 5th. So. But again, though, it's really shocking to hear actually all the stuff that's going actually on. Again, though,
well, go ahead. Okay.
No, go.
Well, it amazes me that it is still going on. You would think that with all the other things that are happening, this would be something that would kind of fade into the background or fade out, so to speak. And yet still, you're telling me, and from what I've read, it's still happening.
Yeah.
And in the United States, it's still happening.
Yeah.
So this is not just here or just there. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that...
Go ahead.
And I think the part that really kind of amazes me is like in Asian countries, girls that disappear.
Yeah.
They just poof, they're gone.
Yeah.
And you would think, why?
Yeah. Yeah. For people that are more or less interested, there is links just below us right now that you guys can be able to go to after the podcast, and I should be able to look up. There's links there for the States and also for Canada. These are up to date links. even if you want to be able to help out with money, so the way there's more finding. And that's one thing though, is whenever they're actually out there searching, it's not money from the government at all. It's the families getting together with their community to help try to find. Some of them are with the regional police, but most of the majority of them are not. And that's one thing that's very shocking though, is why is there not more support, again, those within the states with the government and also with Canada for the government? Yeah, people have been pushing for it. Justin Trudeau said, oh yeah, there's no stuff got to be done, but there's not enough being done. So what do you feel about that, Eva?
Well, besides the fact that it irritates the hell out of me that they are being so, what's the word I'm looking for? They just don't seem to give they don't seem to give a damn. Oh, there's a lady missing. Well, too bad.
Yeah.
And it very, very much upsets me because it's like, these are people too. They're not, they're not anything, they're not animals. They're not, whatever you want to call them. These are people. And the fact that the government doesn't want to do anything, the provincial the state police or the police, they don't seem to want to do anything. Why? I want to know why. Yeah. And there seems to be no answer. I could not find anything as to why they are not doing it. I don't know if you did or not, but I couldn't.
Yeah, there's so much going actually on. Again, though, is like for me though, I just find it hard to believe though that even family members have to search for their own, right?
Yeah,
it's not like people going out in the woods or even in forest going missing, right? They have to have more support. But again, though, it's families, so they actually have to fight for their rights.
And I don't understand that. I can't. I mean, if that were, I hate to say it this way, or I hate to say it, period. If that were a white person, you don't think that they wouldn't have tons of people out there looking for them?
So true.
There was a case. This was maybe 20 years ago.
Yeah.
There was a Indigenous woman and a white woman, girls both. And they came up missing, and no one, there was, the police were out in full force trying to find this white woman and did nothing to find the Indigenous woman. And there was a big stink at that time. I remember that. And they were trying to figure out why they wouldn't be doing anything and there seemed to be no explanation, and they were just kind of ignoring it. And nobody could, and it's like, that's pathetic. That is truly pathetic.
No, and it's very hurtful though, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the main thing though, is so many people, they look actually at cultures, right? And it's like, no, there's a good song though I've heard, and in the song though, it's an Indigenous song. It's not a beat song, but the song is called "Why." And in the lyrics though, it's just, even if do not judge people because of their culture, basically, right? Their race or anything else. We're all equal. And again, though, is if you guys are interested, there's links down below. Check them out. We'd love to actually get you to check them out. If not, there's links. I'll be able to post that when I repost this whole show a little bit better. And so again, those MMIW. We want to hear from you guys, even if it's in recording. What's up, past recording? Let us know. We want to hear from you guys. We want to hear. So, all right. So, anything else, Eva?
Not really. You?
No, not really. Except though, just pay attention to the news. For people that are actually in Canada, instead of paying attention to your local news, turn on APTN. That's the Indigenous Television Network channel. 6 o'clock till 6:30 is actually news. You get to learn quite a bit actually from the Indigenous community. I don't know if there's any Indigenous channels down there in the States. Is there?
Not that I've been aware of. When you mention it, I was clicking through my mind. There could be out west, I would say, more of a chance of an Indigenous station than there is here. I think I don't know why that would be, but yeah. Let me take a look. See.
Yep, no problem. Well, Eva's doing that though. Again, though, I'll sort of let you know statistics. So again, those from 1980 to 1912. There's approximately in that time period there was approximately 1,181 Indigenous MMI cases. And again, the numbers are still going actually up. In the States, though, is also it's approximately that number there also. So that's the main thing. The best thing to do, though, is actually get involved with your own community. If you do not have anything that is supportive for the Indigenous community, find links so that actually you can be able to help out with. I know. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you finish it.
Go right ahead.
There is one. It's called First Nations Experience, and it is the first and the only national broadcast television network in the U.S. exclusively devoted to Native American and World Indigenous content. And its call letters are FNX. Okay. First Nations Experience. Just wanted to throw that in there.
No, that's awesome. I wasn't sure if the States actually had like television down there, but it sounds like that there is, and also there's radio stations.
We're now posting on Podbean underneath Divine Oracle Podcast. Check out all of our shows underneath this free app that allows you also to call in right when we're live. That's Podbean with Divine Oracle Podcast.
So Eva, you were just looking up something else also.
Yeah, I was just curious. I went to the Wikipedia, gotta love that place, and I was curious as to where this First Nations Experience television station was out of, and it's out of San Bernardino, California. But there's other affiliates throughout the United States: Alaska, Arizona, California, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, Utah, Virginia, and Washington. Yeah. I find that fascinating. Like I say, those are not actual full stations, but they're affiliated in a way. And it just, it's like, wow, I didn't know they were here.
Yeah, again, though, it's like I was saying to Eva sort of on our break, though, it's very surprising, though, because the more, though, that you talk about this, the more you get to learn, all right? And that's one thing that's really, really good about this. So, again, though, is what are you going to be doing actually on May 6th? May 6th yourself? Sorry, not May 6th, but May 5th. Sorry, that's the date. What are you doing on May 5th yourself?
Cinco de Mayo. I'll be having tacos.
Tacos, okay, all right. Will you be also thinking about MMIW?
I will now.
Yeah.
Is May 5th that their day?
Yep, that's the date, which is actually May 5th, and May 6th is the thing out in Stratford, Ontario. So again, is
you're not going to watch the coronation?
No. So for those who are in the Waterloo region here of Ontario, Canada, let you know MMI Day has been pushed back to approximately the 16th. Even though it's technically supposed to be on the 5th, it's going to be pushed back to the 16th. The reason why is because there was not enough funding for the walk. So again, they're looking at May 16th within the Waterloo region for that. So come on out if you guys want to be able to find out some more information. Check out for more information underneath Healing of Seven Generations Facebook page. So we have to really push this, and we do say thanks a lot to everybody that